Hi, welcome to yet another interesting video where we cover topics in personal finance. Now, in today's video, we'll be looking at investing. Investing is a really broad topic, so I decided to make it a series where I will split it into smaller parts and discuss them in depth. So, make sure you're subscribed and have your post notifications on to be notified when I upload. So, we often hear, invest in your future, invest today, invest, which leaves us with the question, what do they all mean by invest? Our dear friend Google defines investing as putting money into financial schemes, shares, property or commercial ventures with the expectation of achieving a profit. So, investing is actually assigning your money to go work for you and bring back profit. It only works that way. You need to give to receive. So if you're ready to start investing, be prepared to part with something. Now, before you get started with investing, you need to know and understand your investment options. There are so many ways you can put your money to work for you. These can be grouped into two main groups. Number 1, growth investments. This type of investment category are relatively long-term and require patience. They usually have a higher risk tied to them, but as a bonus have a higher reward. And number 2, defensive investments. Now, defensive investments are more focused on earning a regular income. They are also considered to have a lower risk and as a result, lower reward as well. I will discuss these two groups fully in the upcoming videos, so be sure to tune in. Also, don't forget to subscribe to stay in the loop. Knowing and understanding your investment options mostly requires a lot of research. This is because you will be channeling your hard-earned income into this. It's like starting a business. Starting a business without doing proper research in the niche you want to get into is like flushing your money down the drain. Same goes for investing. So many people blindly walk into investing without knowing even the most basic of information. And after that, they will still be shocked and angry when they lose their money. What happens after that is these people will lose faith in that investment option, and each time they will hear success stories in that investing option, they will immediately associate it with either a scam or they will convince those around them not to invest in it. In as much as one can understand where they're coming from with their argument, they're still to blame for their misfortune. Investing is generally risky. But an important factor to keep in mind is that risk and reward coexist with each other. There cannot be reward without risk, and in the same way, there cannot be risk without reward. It is a funny way though life works. It rewards you for taking risks, and how it does that is also very fair. The higher the risk you took, the higher the reward you get. The lower the risk you took, the lower the reward you will receive. Once you have picked your investment option of choice, it is now time to go check your bank balance. You need to decide how much you actually plan on investing. This depends on how much you can afford. Starting with an affordable amount is important as it will not put unnecessary pressure and stress on you. That means you will move at a pace you are comfortable with. If you decide to take a loan to fund this, then be sure to do your math right. Will the investment be able to help you repay your debt and still gain the profit for you after? This is not a step you simply rush into. You need to really think through and know your current income flow. Is it stable? Is it reliable? If it fails, do you have a backup plan? This is important especially if you're getting into debt, because when you get a loan, you will most likely sign a contract which states how the money is to be paid and in what duration. If your income isn't stable and you miss a payment, there will be friction between you and your lender. Such situations are not the prettiest. So, this is where I get to say, be sure to get professional advice. Audience retention is not an easy feat. And if you're still watching, congratulations, you have made it to the top percentile. You can support me by smashing the like button. That is one of the 2 requests I make in my videos. My other request would be for you to subscribe if you haven't. It's the beautiful red button at the bottom right corner of this video. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Now that you have already picked out your investment option and decided how much you are actually willing to invest, it is now time to pick out an investment strategy. An investment strategy depends on your end goals. These end goals are different and highly depend on the individual. The most common goal for most people, for example, is retirement. So, with this goal in mind, you can sit down with yourself and have a meeting. When do you want to retire? How long do you have until then? How rewarding are your investment options? Will you be able to live off your investment options once you retire? These are some of the questions that should come up, and you should be able to answer some, if not all of them. Retirement is an example of a long-term investment goal. There are also people who opt for short-term investment goals. In such cases, these investment options offer a lower risk and are easier to get into than long-term investment options. Your strategy should be based on realistic factors, and you should be able to identify your entry points and when you can exit. It should be well and carefully thought out, and emotions should probably be in another room at this point. This is because making decisions generally based on emotions may not end so well. You may, for example, decide to buy a piece of land because you are excited about the price, and you ignore factors like location, social amenities, and the growth potential. If you decided to sell this land after a while and actually get a lower price, or worse still, no potential buyers, this can lead to general frustration. So remember, not all that glitters is gold. The last step would be to now dip your feet into the sea. Time to test your strategy and put your theory to practice. There is nothing much to say here. Investing is like a journey, since at this point you already have a destination, which is your end goal, and your map, which is your well thought out strategy. All you will need to do is just get into your car and start driving. The good thing with investing is that it works hand in hand with compound interest. Compound interest is interest earned on interest. How it works? Let's take 100 euros. You invest it in an investment option that offers an annual return of 7%. After the first year, your original 100 euros will now have grown to 107 euros. This is the sum of your original, which is called the principal, and the 7% interest, which amounts to 7 euros. So now, your principal for the second year will be 107 euros. After the second year, you will have about 113 euros and 50 cents. So, do you see the meaning behind interest on interest? I hope so. Each year, your principal will be higher than it was the previous year, and by the time you decide to pull your money out, it will have multiplied. The most rewarding investing method is of course long-term investing. This is because the compound interest grows for a longer period of time. And that brings us to the end of the first video in this investing series. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Now, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to get notified when I upload a new video. See you in the next video and take care.